Good morning, students. We already started the chapter transpiration, and then we have to learn about the significance of transpiration. Here you can see the points. It has a cooling effect, like our perspiration. When we sweat, we know that uh, the water change into water vapor by absorbing the body heat. In the same way, when plant transpire, when the water inside the plant body change into water vapor by absorbing heat from the plant body, so that it can give a cooling effect. Then again it can create a suction force. That point also we learned earlier. When water removed or taken away from the upper part of the plant, in the picture you can see here the leaves in this plant, evaporation into atmosphere from the leaf surface, then a suction force will be created. When as we drink juice or any liquid through a straw, when we absorb from the upper area, more and more juice or liquid may enter into the straw. In the same way, it can create a suction force that can cause the ascent of sap. Then again, distribution of water and minerals to everywhere, all the parts of the body. That are the importance of transpiration in plant body. Then here again, transpiration affect the climate. We know that the trees can bring a cooling effect to the atmosphere. Certain how the quantity of water, how much water is evaporated from the plant, certain calculations are given in your textbook, so that we can understand how the trees are helping our environment. Here, a full grown single sunflower plant estimated to lose about half a liter of water per day in the form of water vapor. Sunflower plant, we know that it is a herbaceous plant, a small plant, but it can give out half liter of water vapor. It can keep the humidity of the atmosphere that much. Then a single maize plant loses about 2 liters of water per day. Maize plant is also a herb. Then an apple tree may lose about 30 liters of water per day. From that we can understand that how much water is sent by the tree, or trees keep our environment, how much it make it humid. Then again, another point you have to understand here, transpiration increases the moisture in the atmosphere, that on cooling of that cause the rain, that can bring rain. Formation of clouds may be caused by the trees, so that more rain may occur in our area. If we plant more trees, that can cause rain. Then it can also bring down the temperature of the atmosphere also by absorbing water and taking or changing it into water vapor. Then again, we know that most of the sunlight falling on the trees, that may be used for photosynthesis, that may not be transformed into heat in case of trees. So trees can control the climate. Then certain differences are there between evaporation and transpiration. You see the point: loss of evaporation, loss of water from the surface of the water bodies in the form of vapor. But transpiration, loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial part of the plant. Transpiration, that is the difference. Then again, it is a physical change. Evaporation is a physical change controlled by the temperature and humidity of the atmosphere. Then in case of plant, it is a vital part of the physical process controlled by both internal and external factors. Transpiration, internal factors meaning if the trees have enough water inside the body, then only the transpiration occur. Otherwise, then stomatal opening must be wide. That are the internal factors that are controlling the transpiration. Then evaporation, it is a fast process, but transpiration, it is a slow process. When evaporation occur, according to the changes in the climate or in the atmosphere, evaporation may occur. But in according the heat, increase in heat, the evaporation may occur. But in transpiration, it is a slow process. Then again, we can see certain physiological process in the plant that are guttation and bleeding. You learn that term also. Guttation meaning loss of water as water droplets through the leaf tip, the opening in the leaf tip known as hydathodes. You see the word hydathode. Here you can see in I think it is the in certain plants, the like the banana or in strawberry, in such plants the droplets or this kind of guttation we can see. Here in the picture, the droplets, you can see the small droplets at the vein tip. That openings are known as hydathode. In a humid, here the explanation, a humid environment hamper meaning reduce transpiration. It prevent transpiration while the root continue to absorb water from the soil. Then this build up a big hydrostatic pressure. A pressure because of the water is created by the in the plant body that may cause the exudation, that may coming out of water directly from the tips of the veins in the leaf. That special structures pores are known as hydathodes. That will cause the allow this exudation. Usually certain plants, the name of certain plants are given here, that are the banana nasturtium. That is a leafy plant used for that decoration, a plant that usually you can find in the gardens. Then strawberry also, it is the picture of strawberry leaves are shown in the picture. So guttation is the exudation of droplets of water at the tip of the vein. Here then bleeding, another term is the bleeding. It happens only due to the injury. When we cut a plant, its branches, sometimes the plant sap escape from the ruptured or cut surface of the plant. This is produced because of the root pressure. So there is different, sometimes question may be differentiate between guttation and bleeding. Bleeding is the loss of plant sap through the cut area, but in guttation, it is due to the root pressure, the exudation of water through the vein tip known as the hydathode. Here a diagrammatic representation of the path of water through the plant and various physical forces which are responses for the movement within and loss of water outside. Here a diagrammatic representation is given here. Here the root hair is absorbing the soil water. It is passing through the cortex. Here the forces are imbibition and osmosis. Here how the water is absorbed through the root hair. Because of the, you can see labeled as 1 and 2, that are the forces. Imbibition, you know what is imbibition, and osmosis. You can see the blue arrows that show the path of water. Then it is reaching the xylem vessel. Then again you can see from the xylem, you can see the blue arrows are showing the direction of water flow. You can see it is growing upward. Which are the forces? The forces are also given here. The cohesion, root pressure, capillarity, etc. are the forces that causing the ascent of sap. The plant water is going up. Then again you can see it is reaching the midrib. You know that through the midrib, in the leaf structure you can see the midrib. Inside the midrib there is xylem and phloem vessels are there. Then again from there again water is escaping through by the process of imbibition. Cell to cell imbibition occur, and it is reaching every part of the leaf cells known as palisade cells. Palisade parenchyma cells are there, and palisade spongy tissues are also there. Water is passing through these cells, and finally it is reaching the substomatal space, and from there it is diffused out from the stomatal transpiration. You can see this show the path of water from the root to the leaves. Here we are finishing this lesson. You can do the progress check and other review question. I shall send you after this class. On the next class I shall give you the notes of the lesson.